You got it.
Here's a good one. The kids had their Jake's going to high school next
picture
year.
with Santa.
So he had his COVID. They had their COVID picture with Santa.
Oh, my friend put up his picture with Santa and his kids. It's the funniest picture I've seen. Is yours similar? Here's Santa on a big chair. Beside Santa's a whole heap of presents, and there's the end of the chair. And across from them's a Christmas tree with presents, and the kids are sitting under the tree. Was that it?
Yeah.
It's like a mile away. It's like, why didn't you just get a picture of Santa and Photoshop your kids in it?
No, that's exactly what I said. And the funny thing was, Alison's rocked up. Normally, if you just rock up and she's in the line, and
you got to do a check-in, do you?
Have you booked it? And she goes, no, I didn't know you had to book. You got to book. Okay, so she went back the next day.
Oh my God.
And so she went twice to get your photo taken with Santa in another postcode, and Chelsea goes, I think he was drunk. And it's like, well, he probably was, because
he's just sitting there by himself.
Because no one's going to go, oh, geez, Santa.
And you can't talk to him.
Santa,
what do you want? I want. You got to, this picture's so funny. It's like, I can't even, let's see if I can find
it. He goes, like you could be stinking of alcohol and no kid's going to be able to smell it on you, and you're not going to, like if you're a pedo Santa and you've had a few, you're not going to be worried about touching the kids up. So,
Dirty erection.
Yeah, that's
hello.
So it's well, that's the thing. It's actually probably a good thing, the new things, because before that.
Here's like one here.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, Santa's right here, the big chair. Then my friend Dean is like over there.
Our kids are further away than that.
Yeah.
But it's probably good, because
it's like, we've got all the presents on the chair and more presents under the tree. It's like, we're presents.
Because normally you'd have to have like pretty solid background checks and stuff, because you'd be near the kids and stuff. So maybe Matt might be able to get his job back at being a Santa again, because he did apply. That is a true story. When he was younger, and they
he had to apply.
No, Dad said this is a true story. He applied to be Santa at a shopping centre when he was younger, and they said obviously he was too young.
Yeah,
and,
right.
And the conviction, but anyway, he said it was an age discrimination thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
12-year-old.
You know what the funny thing was? So it's then you got Christmas, and after Christmas you have New Year's. Now, New Year's to me is the biggest load of bullshit ever. I went to one New Year's party. I stayed up to midnight. Everyone's like, Happy New Year. Yeah. And then everyone goes, okay, I'm going home now. I'm like, that's it? I stayed up for this shit?
Yeah.
So now I just go to bed. Sometimes I get woken up by the horns and the fireworks, and then I watch the news and watch all the idiots getting arrested the next day. And the mess they leave when they had it in Sydney, like the mess is unbelievable. I'd cancel it just due to that. But what I don't get is everyone makes these stupid New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be healthy. I'm going to do this. The first day of January, you dumb pricks, you spend in bed fucking hungover, sick.
Yeah.
Like the first day of the new year, this whole new year, you're going to start off fresh. You're sick in bed because you drank too much on New Year's Eve and got pissed or did drugs. So normally you're wasted for 2 days after. Yeah, great New Year, you hypocrites. Shut up.
Well, what's your New Year's resolution?
I never make them. I don't ever make a New Year's resolution. I just get up and go to the gym, and it's just another day.
Yeah, neither do I.
I just watch all the idiots on the news going, stumbling around.
No, I
think some people go for barbecues and stuff, but I just couldn't imagine like waking up on New Year's Day going, January 1st. What is it? 2 p.m. Oh, I feel sick. The sun's up. It's like, how can you start your year like that?
I would go riding on my push bike.
It's probably nice and quiet, is it?
Best days of the year: Boxing Day, New Year's Day. But you have not seen I go riding into the city on New Year's Day, and normally they've cleaned up a lot.
Are
of
there
things.
Leftovers?
But you'll go to a part where they haven't got to yet.
A mess.
And you've got no idea.
I'll ban it because there's bins everywhere, and half those people, I've always said, because I'll post it on Instagram, like down near the foreshore near Sydney, the amount of garbage that is on the grounds, papers, bottles. I think half that shit's probably going into the harbour. Yeah. And half you people are all about environmental, climate, this and that, and rubbish and recycle. and you're throwing your shit on the ground. If I was the council and I saw that and the Lord Mayor, I'd be like, you know what? Until you learn to put your shit in the bin, I'm cancelling New Year's Eve. There's bins everywhere. And they got trucks down there, people raking all this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like a garbage field.
No, well, they literally got tractors going around.
Yeah.
Like, it's like like you've got no
It's disgusting. It's like, I would cancel it, just do that. So you people can't do whatever. Or I'd say, you want to come down here, it's going to be $50 a ticket. I'm sorry, why are you charging? Because we've got the clean up to do. You want to make the mess? Well, it's not us. Well, you control whoever it is making the mess. So I'd be charging. It wouldn't be free, and if you didn't like it, then don't come.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hate it, the mess they make. It's just, ugh.
Yeah, no, when you...
And imagine if it, like, sometimes it rains, imagine that shit being washed out into the ocean, like I said.
Well, I'm thinking of a specific spot. It's right near where the casino is.
Oh, yeah, that Barangaroo.
Yeah. So it's really nice waterfront there, really expensive apartments, and man, like it was just like,
Trash.
Yeah, and I try and think to myself, like, you know, if I was there, like, I just wouldn't be like, I'm a bit of a following the rules and whatever, but like I just wouldn't be. Like, could you imagine just eating a packet of chips or whatever and just chucking
I get annoyed when I go just to a food court and people leave shit on the table. It's like you're in a food court, and then even if there's a bin there, they leave it on the table, and like, why don't you put it in the bin? Well, it's someone's job. It's like, I can understand if it's messy, someone comes to wipe the tables down, but when a food court's really busy, and that person's busy, they might not get time to come back here. If the garbage is right there, just put it in. Because I'm sure if someone did that and you came, you'd be like, oh, look at this messy table. You know, it's got garbage on it. So it's like, how hard is it when people go to the beach and there's like bins everywhere and they leave their garbage on the beach or in a park? Or I've seen car parks along the beach where you can tell, okay, maybe late at night, kids have come eating McDonald's and they put the shit outside the door. So where the car parks are, there's all Kentucky or McDonald's in the gutters. I'm like,
oh, that's tough.
People are pigs, it's like.
Yeah, no.
I even hate when I see people throw cigarette butts out the window. I feel like picking them up and throwing them back in.
Yeah.
I had a friend one time, he did that. I said, why don't you put in the ashtray? Oh, I don't want my car to smell like smoke.
A bit late now.
I'm like, you're smoking in the car. It's like, that's stupid. I just hate people that just throw rubbish. Like I said,
well, how do you think all the tobacco grows? I think the butts
is that it? It grows into a tree? I just don't get it. Like I said, but especially in food courts or places like that where people eat it, then they just leave all their rubbish on the table when they're walking straight by a bin. It's like, you walk 20 feet to get the food, you fat prick. The garbage bin's 5 feet away.
Yeah, that's it.
You walk all the way from the beach up to the kiosk, and you go back to your towel, you pass 10 bins, and when you're finished at the beach that day, you probably got to pass 5 bins going back to your car, and you leave your trash on the beach. Yeah, people are pigs.
No, well, you see, we've like, because there's heaps of trucks around here, like truck drivers, you'll just see them drive past and just like bags of rubbish when they're driving. Yeah, it's like that's. Well, they just open up their cab and just.
This is where I like to have like one of those dash cams. If I had that, like the other day, I was going down the road, and a motorbike was beside me, and he went like a block up on his back wheel, P-plater, on his back wheel, and then he did it again from the next slide. I'm thinking, if I had a dash cam, I'd just record you and send it to the cops, you arsehole.
And you know what? You'd actually be doing him a favour. Like he needs to get busted because he'll probably kill himself doing
or somebody else, or he could lose control, hit a car, cause that car to veer into another car, or they just think like, look, if you're out on a dirt road out in the country, no one's around, you want to do that, or you're on private property, do it. Yeah, but this is like, you know the main road through Charlestown there. There's a Pacific Highway. It's on Charlestown as you go through Charlestown. Yeah, 3 lanes of traffic. Middle lane, so just say you lost control and hit a car, then that person panics and swerves and goes up onto the sidewalk. And look at that person who got killed a couple of weeks ago. He was driving a car and his mate decided to be funny and pulled a handbrake on. He pulled the handbrake on, the car went up on the curb and killed that girl.
No joke. Where was that?
Here in Sydney somewhere.
No joke.
Yeah, he just thought he'd be funny, like in the movies. Pulled a handbrake on, car spins around. I guess his mate wasn't expecting it, so when he pulled the handbrake, he panicked, mounted the curb and run the girl and killed her.
Oh no.
So.
That's terrible.
All for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So that's it, this guy on the motorbike, okay, you might be having fun thinking you're cool. But even just say, like I said, he was ahead of me a bit, but just say he does that and just say he goes too far, falls off and the car behind him fucking can't stop in time, runs him over, and then that person's got to live with
Yeah, I know. That's
killing
what-
him
Yeah.
and shit. It's like, he'd be like, oh shit, I'm at fault. I run the person over and killed him. Or then that family's going to be like, you killed our son. And it's like, well, fuck, he was on his back wheel.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
it's just, the only thing, and being a P-plater too, I'm just like, what are you doing? That's one of those like powerful motorbikes.
Yeah,
It's like,
no. But yeah, as I said, like you're actually doing them a favour.
So I'm sure of anything like that, if you send that to the cops, they'd go and if
Yeah,
they got the
for
video
sure,
and the
for
number
sure.
plate, yeah. So then I said, you feel like you're dobbling in, but it's like, just okay, we've all broken the law and sped here and there, but not to the point of like I'd never speed in amongst traffic. It's like if I speed, well, go over the limit a little bit. It's on the freeway when there's no cars
Yeah.
beside me. It's like, and people are like, Lee, you used to race cars. Do you drive fast? It's like, look, I can handle a car at high speed. I can do whatever, but I'm not going to do that around other cars because, say, I am going high speed, and another car's not paying attention and they pull out on me or come out or change lanes without looking or someone jumps out in front of me. I said, I can't control what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
On a racetrack, if you're going fast or the other cars are going fast, they know what you're doing, you know what's happening. No one's going to all of a sudden just go, well, I'm going to go over here or hit my brakes, which people do. That's what I don't get. I was coming, yesterday I was coming down and I had hardly no gap, and this guy was in a fork. I could see him going in, out. I said he wouldn't surely do it because he was behind me and I had a car in front of me. We're doing a bit over the limit, so you can't go anywhere. So what's the point?
Yeah, I know.
What's the point of being up my ass? Look, if I was holding you up and in front of me, there's no cars, but in front of me there was a car and another car. I can watch him going back and forth, and then he'll get beside me and get up beside me, but then this car would slow him down, so he'd have to be back again. I'm like, but then there was just the slightest gap between me and the other car, and he just pushed on in. I had the horn. I'm just like, you fucking idiot. It's like,
I like playing.
but just
with
like,
those
but what I hate
guys.
is those. But when he pulls in, okay, this car's doing this speed. He pulls in behind him, just enough room to get in front of me. Say if that guy there had a brake, so he pulls in, and he'd have to brake, and then I'd be like, up his ass. It's like, then it even says 2-second gap when it's got those chevrons.
Yeah.
You leave the gap and people fucking pull in.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm leaving a safety gap. Even they say 2 seconds. You leave 1 second and someone pulls in, then you got to keep dropping back.
But I like playing with them, like just like getting them. Say you're always boxing them in.
Yeah, so you don't let them back over.
Pissed
Yeah.
off, or when you get the chicanes.
Yeah.
So you'll have someone, the speed limit's 50,
Mhm.
and they're on your hammer, and then you come up to a set of chicanes, and like if you hit them straight, you
Mhm.
don't have to steer. Like you
Yeah.
just got to like that.
Mhm.
So I just go through at 50.
Mhm.
And they obviously don't know how to drive, so they're going, and they're like way behind, and then they must gun it like
Yeah.
80 to catch you again,
I
and you
know,
can just tell them just getting so pissed off.
I don't get it. Like I said, if you're the one car that's holding everyone up, and in front of you it's open road, okay, move over.
Yeah.
But if I'm here and I'm doing like 120, 125, the car in front of me is doing that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
in front of them there's another one. Why are you up my ass?
Yeah, I know.
Because once you get past me, then you got the next
Yeah, I
car,
know,
the next
I
car,
know.
next car. It's not like I'm the one holding everybody up. It's like, no, I don't get that even like when you see them around town here. Up your ass, move to get around you. Red light.
Yeah, that's.
Vroom, they take off.
Yeah.
Red light. Oh, hi, there you are again. It's
Yeah.
like, you're getting fucking nowhere. And I feel like I said, I've followed cars from home, like Sydney and that, from Newcastle to Sydney, where I've sat 125, some will be doing 130, 135, you get behind them, and you look at the map thing and your estimated arrival time, even doing the fastest 130, 135, I think it worked out being like an extra 4 or 5 minutes you get here quicker. That's it. So you
And
figure it's not really worth it anyway.
It could cost you like a couple of hundred
Yeah.
points.
Yeah, and
To
it's like,
save
yeah.
4 minutes. Yes.
Exactly, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because it could say,
Yeah.
you'll arrive in Sydney at 124. I'm like, okay. But if someone goes fast, I
Yeah.
get behind them, and I'll be behind them for 50k, 60k. You'll arrive in Sydney now at 121. I'm like, wow, that's all I say. But then when you get down off the freeway, arrival time is now 123. Just
Yeah,
it's like,
no.
you
I
didn't
don't
gain any
understand
time.
The logic.
No, it's like you're not really. You might feel like you're going faster,
Yeah.
but over the period, you're not getting anywhere any quicker in the end.
Yeah.
Unless you could do 140, 150 and really hammer it. But just doing that, you think, okay, it's 110. I'm going to do 125. Like you said, it's only a couple of minutes difference. I've timed it before. It's just like,
And when you boil it down, the risk
no.
versus the reward,
Especially come holiday time now, they're all coming out everywhere. It's
double
like,
demerits. Yeah.
hmm
No, I wonder about that. It's like I just don't understand And especially in Sydney where...
And it's always it's always the P-platers that are up your ass and driving like idiots. Thinking you've got the most to lose. If you get caught on your P-plates, gone.
Gone, yeah.
You don't get any chances.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, and it's like, and then like I said, you'll be behind someone doing 135 and someone's like, yours is like, how much faster do you want to go? It's like, or I hate it too where, you know, in certain zones it says keep left unless overtaking in an 80 or a 110, 100, but then when you're around the suburbs when it's 60 or 70 or 80, that's what it is. There is no fast lane.
Yeah, that's
so
it.
people up your ass going, come, this is the fast lane. No, it's not. If it's 60, both lanes are fucking 60, mate. It's not a fast lane here. So I can sit on 60 all I want in the right-hand lane. I don't have to get out of your way. It's not one of those keep to the left here, mate. That's the speed limit.
Yeah.
But they're like, Or you get those courier trucks, they're notorious for it too. Another pet peeve is bike riders. When look, it's like, oh yeah, okay, you want to obey the rules and you want cars to obey you, but then I'll be at a red light, boom, the bikes just ride through the red light. Or don't walk. It's like, you want the same respect as cars, you want to be respected and follow the rules like you're meant to. You've got to stop at red lights, you've got to stop at stop signs.
Yeah.
Don't go fucking 4 wide when there's only one lane.
Yeah, no, I don't do that. I don't do that. And I don't have one of those road bikes. Mine's like a thing, but
yours is like Wizard of Oz with the basket on front and Toto.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get a seat for it one day too.
Just take that tow ball off.
Yeah.
Where's the tow ball you can sit on there for
I know, yeah.
You can spin around.
Turn around, yeah. It's a safety thing.
Yeah. Throw your legs over the side.
Don't have rear vision mirrors and just spin around and...
Yeah. Hey! Switch the handles around, I'm coming back now.
Yeah, that's it. But no, those ones that
we got some around Newcastle. Oh my God, you think they're in the...
Tour de France.
Yeah, I mean, like they'll be in a group of like 8 and they're riding 4 wide. And it's like, come on guys, even when you got a bike lane, go into it because... Now you're holding me up. I can't get around you. There's cars in this lane, but for me to get around you is that new rule. What is it? You've got to be a metre away from them. So I can't get a metre away, otherwise I'm going on the other side of the road.
No, I would never, ever do
that.
Like,
what are
never,
you doing?
Ever do that.
Especially when there is a bike lane, then they don't use it. They're out in the car lane. I'm like...
The only time I ride on the road is like the early in the mornings.
Yeah. I'd be too scared because there's just some idiots that don't look. Even like those ones that when they open the car door, you're like, rah!
No. In one good thing about all the things in Sydney is there's like a lot more.
They've got the lanes now,
bike lanes and stuff. So it's actually.
But in Newcastle they got that now because where it used to be a car lane, now they've taken a bit of space. But the only problem is now where the people walk and the bike lanes are, everything's 30 kilometres an hour now. So it's like, fucking bikes are going quicker. Shouldn't they stick to the speed limit too?
Yeah.
If the car's got to do 30, why's the bike doing 40? It's like the other day I was going up Hunter Street, there was a guy on one of those bikes with the motor on it.
Yeah.
He had a girl sitting on the back and the speed limit's 40, my car's exactly on 40, and he's like pulling away from me and I'm like, how come I got to do 40 in a car, he's got a girl sitting on the back and he's doing like 45. Well, and he hasn't got a licence.
I'm sure he'd get fined or something.
You'd have to, wouldn't you? Because it's a motorised
vehicle.
Yeah, and if he can do the speed of a car at 40 or over 40, shouldn't you almost need a licence for it?
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, they're deadly, those things. Actually, you're just going to die.
It's like those idiots now that ride those